But the question that everyone is asking is this guy good enough to be in the UFC? Is he all talk or can he really fight? I'll go more deep into his style and how he fights because I watched every single one of his fights, but to give you a short and sweet, concise answer, so I'm sure most of you guys have seen this clip that has been making its rounds around social media.
I am undefeated elite athlete from Tajikistan, Nabotov Dorobshokh. I come here for fight. I had a manager, never. I did all by myself. Please give me chance, Dana. I want to fight in UFC. Please give me. I'm ready. Fight to show. Please give me, Dana. I want to fight.
What's your record?
9-0.
9-0. How old are you?
25. Yeah.
What weight are you in?
Lightweight.
Lightweight?
Yeah.
Where were you on the
Doesn't
Contender
matter.
Series? The Contender Series just ended. Where were you?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
You ready?
Give me chance, please. Yeah. Doesn't matter. UFC. Can't tell Dana.
And yes, what you saw there was an undefeated lightweight fighter that goes by the name of Dorobshokh Nabotov. I know he said 9-0. It seems like his actual professional record that is on record is 7-0. But you can clearly tell he's still learning the English language, but very, very eager to get in the UFC. But the question that everyone is asking is this guy good enough to be in the UFC? Is he all talk or can he really fight? I'll go more deep into his style and how he fights because I watched every single one of his fights, but to give you a short and sweet, concise answer, I think he is very much ready for the UFC. In my honest opinion, I don't think he even needs to go on a Contender Series on an Ultimate Fighter season. I don't think he needs any of that. I think they could sign this guy right now. If there's any fighter in the UFC I could really compare him to, it would be Islam Makhachev. His style is mostly catered to his wrestling, his takedowns, the ground and pound, and some submissions here and there, but he is more than willing to stand and trade some shots with you. And he definitely has the power and the skill set to put you down. Of course, the ground game is his strong suit, but I think overall he's a pretty well-rounded fighter. And I think if the UFC were to sign him right now, he would have really good success. Of course, you never know once these guys start to reach the rankings and start to reach these top fighters in the entire world in their weight class, it gets a lot more difficult. But I definitely think he has what it takes to win some fights in the UFC right now. And I know what some of you guys might be thinking, oh, he's just another Dagestani type wrestler guy who's gonna take you down and lay on you. And the answer is no. The guy is ruthless with his striking. He will hurt you on the feet. He has great cardio. He throws combination after combination, and that continues all the way from the first to the third round. He's definitely not afraid to take risks, and on the ground, he's even more active than he is on the feet. After he takes you down, he's constantly looking to transition into positions that can benefit him to where he can land some good ground and pound strikes or possibly catch you in a submission. The only downside to the way he fights is that he finds himself in a lot of scrambling situations, and sometimes he ends up on the bad receiving end of those. But the fact that he's willing to take risks and constantly go for submissions or constantly go to switch to better positions in hopes of causing more damage and looking towards finishing the fight, I think it's very, very fan friendly. His striking is good, but definitely not on the level of a lot of fighters who are more so strikers in the UFC. So he would have to be really careful with that because there are a few times he got clipped big time or even got dropped. But I really like the fact that he knows that his striking isn't as good as his grappling, but he will still stand and bang with you. He throws hard leg kicks. He has pretty good combinations with his hands. He also loves to tie you up in that tie clinch and land some big knees up the middle. In his second fight as a professional, you can see him fake the takedown and go for a head kick, which you don't see often. Most of the time, when someone fakes a takedown, they go for an overhand like Khabib likes to do. This guy faked a takedown and went for a freaking head kick, and it paid off beautifully. And mind you, he's fighting guys who aren't slouches. He beat someone with a 7-2 record. He choked out someone with a 22-8 record. In his last fight, he beat a guy with a 7-1 record. He's beaten legit competition and guys that have a good amount of experience in there. But overall, if you ask me he's ready for the UFC, my answer would absolutely be yes. But feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know if you'd like to see him on the Contender Series. Maybe we'll even see him on the next season of The Ultimate Fighter. Or they just do what I think and they just outright sign this guy and his next fight is held in the UFC Octagon. Of course, as always, I thank you all so much for your support and I'll catch you in the next video.